It looked like a tiny sitcom shot in a dull Slough office, but behind the awkward silences and cringeworthy laughs, chaos was unfolding. These behind-the-scenes stories reveal how one of Britain's most unlikely comedies rewrote TV history. Fact 1.
Oh, where are we going?
We can't. We're just going to grab some food, go home.
Pizza? Yeah?
Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant pitched The Office with little credibility in the industry. The BBC initially dismissed the idea as too dull, too quiet, and too depressing for mainstream audiences. Executives believed viewers would reject a sitcom without canned laughter or glamorous sets. Early test audiences reacted with confusion, calling the pilot too realistic to be comedy. The pilot sat on a shelf for months, nearly abandoned before its first broadcast. Gervais insisted on complete creative control, an unusual demand for a new writer-performer. BBC Two eventually took a gamble, airing it in a late-night slot with minimal promotion. The first episodes drew tiny ratings, barely enough to justify a second run. Word of mouth slowly spread, carried by critics who praised its originality. Office workers in Britain began to see their own lives reflected in the awkward realism. Fans taped episodes on VHS and circulated them like cult treasures. The documentary format made it feel like a secret glimpse into everyday monotony. When DVD sales exploded, executives finally realised the show had tapped a hidden audience. Foreign buyers quickly noticed its unique tone, sparking interest worldwide. Within 2 years, the show went from near cancellation to a global export. The fact that it almost never aired makes its legacy even more shocking. This near-death beginning gave the creators a determination to stick to their vision. What the BBC saw as a liability became the show's greatest strength. Its very rejection of tradition is what made it revolutionary. The Office UK began as a gamble nobody wanted and became a format the world copied.
Okay, that's all. Anything else? Teffy phoned from the warehouse. He's got another funny video for you. Thanks.
Fact 2.
Nice. No, your necklace. I wasn't...
David Brent wasn't just a creation. He was built from Gervais' encounters in real workplaces. Gervais had worked in offices where managers used cringe-inducing, motivational speeches. He studied the tone of corporate jargon, turning it into comedy by exaggerating it slightly. The embarrassing singing, dancing, and guitar playing all came from Gervais himself. His fear of failure and hunger for approval were lifted straight from office archetypes. Gervais admitted he had once been the awkward guy who wanted to be funny, but failed. The character's fake confidence masks deep insecurity, which audiences recognised immediately. Gervais' stand-up persona also bled into Brent's delivery of inappropriate jokes. The wince-inducing humour worked because it felt alarmingly authentic. Many office workers swore they knew a David Brent in real life. Casting directors noted that Gervais barely had to act. He simply inhabited Brent. Improvisation during filming allowed him to push Brent's awkwardness further. The pauses, stares, and muttered recoveries were carefully timed to feel unscripted. Gervais' own lack of traditional acting training added to the realism. The character became both loved and hated, often in the same scene. This complexity made Brent one of TV's most iconic anti-heroes. His roots in real life gave the comedy its sting. Without Gervais' personal touch, Brent might have been too cartoonish. Instead, he became painfully believable. And that believability is what makes him unforgettable.
Oh, when does it start?
7, always.
Okay, well, drinks at 6 then. Did you get him a gift?
No, but it starts at 7.
Fact 3.
Especially that one. He's mental.
Unlike polished sitcoms, The Office demanded actors play awkwardly natural. Performers had to unlearn stage techniques that smoothed over pauses. Every line was delivered as though captured accidentally, not performed. The mockumentary format required a strange kind of anti-acting. Actors were told to look nervous when cameras were on them. This simulated the feeling of being filmed in real life. Martin Freeman, who played Tim, mastered the art of uncomfortable glances. His looks to camera became as famous as the jokes themselves. Mackenzie Crook had to deliberately stammer and falter to sell Gareth's oddness. Even background actors were instructed to fidget, cough, or sigh during takes. Scenes were rehearsed loosely, but filmed with long takes to catch natural mistakes. Gervais encouraged corpsing, actors breaking character if it added to realism. Improvised reactions were often kept instead of reshot. The production valued imperfection as much as scripted precision. This approach confused some actors who wanted clear direction. Eventually, they realized the awkwardness was the entire point. By leaning into flaws, they created something rawer than a traditional sitcom. The show's style rewired how comedy could look. Performing badly, it turned out, was brilliant, and that brilliance changed TV acting forever.
So you better get a party started, Shamo.
Fact 4.
Gareth Keenan, hello.
Hi, baby, it's Anne.
All right.
Oh, come on first. We'll have a bit of time together.
All right.
Unlike most sitcoms, The Office wasn't filmed on a stage. The team rented an actual office building in Slough. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, giving scenes a drab authenticity. The cramped space forced camera operators into awkward positions. This added to the voyeuristic feel of the show. Actors often bumped into desks or chairs during takes. The heat from equipment made long shoots miserable. Gervais and Merchant refused to glamorize the setting. They wanted viewers to feel trapped in a dull office environment. Every wall was practical, with no room for big camera moves. This forced directors to embrace static shots and zooms. The building's sound insulation was poor, so outside noise sometimes leaked in. These mistakes enhanced the documentary illusion. Set designers added minimal props to avoid a staged look. Even computer screens were left idle, showing spreadsheets and emails. The realism unsettled viewers used to sitcom artifice. People genuinely believed it might have been filmed in a working office. The location was both a prison and a playground for comedy. It proved a cheap office could look cinematic, and it locked the show forever into the drab realism that defined it.
All right, Tim. Yeah, all right. What, her? Just writing an article on me for Inside Paper.
Fact 5.
Formal introductions.
Hi, Gareth.
Welcome. Just a handshake, that's fine.
During filming of the first series, executives panicked. Ratings were low, critics were divided, and complaints trickled in. Some viewers described the show as too cruel to be funny. BBC bosses debated cancelling the series before all episodes aired. Stephen Merchant fought to keep the schedule intact. Ricky Gervais argued that comedy often needed time to find an audience. Executives reluctantly allowed the season to finish. By the finale, opinion began to shift. Word of mouth spread through office workers who saw truth in the satire. Journalists started praising its daring realism. The BBC reversed its doubts and ordered a Christmas special. Had they pulled the plug, the show might have vanished unnoticed. Instead, survival gave it a second chance to grow. By season 2, The Office became appointment viewing. The close call left the creators wary of network interference. It taught them the importance of creative stubbornness. The cancellation scare became a badge of honour. Viewers later joked the BBC nearly fired its own global hit. That mistake would have haunted them forever. The crisis proved how fragile great television can be.
Who else has seen this filth? You know what I'm talking about? Who else has seen this filth?
Fact 6.
Were you one of the two? Or by yourself? If there's two of you, it's cheating because one of you's bound. Just one?
Just one.
The most famous aspect of The Office is its silence. But those pauses were not accidents. They were scripted and timed. Writers deliberately inserted long beats between lines. Directors told actors to sit in discomfort rather than rush dialogue. Every pause was a punchline without words. The silence made viewers laugh nervously, unsure how to react. It also mirrored real life, where conversations often falter. Comedy came from what wasn't said as much as what was. Editors stretched pauses even longer during post-production. The result was a rhythm unlike any sitcom before it. American networks feared audiences would change the channel during silences. In Britain, Viewers leaned forward instead. The awkwardness became addictive. Fans began quoting not just lines, but entire stretches of nothing. Silence became part of the show's language. It influenced future comedies like Peep Show and The In-Betweeners. The bravery to embrace nothingness was revolutionary. Other sitcoms chased jokes. The Office chased discomfort, and that discomfort made it unforgettable. It turned empty space into comedy gold.
He's not a general manager as such, like I was when I was here.
Fact 7.
Finishing off, just want to be popular as the new boss. Oh, love me. Pathetic.
Before The Office, most of the cast were relatively unknown. Martin Freeman worked in small TV roles and stage productions. After playing Tim, he became a global star with Sherlock and The Hobbit. Mackenzie Crook's Gareth launched him into Pirates of the Caribbean. Lucy Davis, who played Dawn, gained recognition in Hollywood projects. Ricky Gervais himself went from obscurity to international fame. Stephen Merchant became a respected writer, director, and actor. The show's cult success turned the entire ensemble into household names. Casting agents suddenly sought out the awkward realism they perfected. Within a few years, the cast dominated British entertainment. The success proved a tiny sitcom could build stars. Their careers remained tied to the DNA of The Office. The leap from Slough to Hollywood shocked even the actors. They credited the show's honesty for its global appeal. The series opened doors they never imagined. It created unlikely celebrities out of everyday faces. What began as niche comedy became a career-launching machine, and those careers are still thriving decades later. The cast of The Office showed that subtlety can make stars.
You cooked it.
Sorry, is this a little birthday bash for Trudy? It's a birthday.
Who organised this?
I did.
Fact 8.
Oh, David Brent, my liege. How are you?
Michael Scott!
Oh, yeah.
The UK version ended after just 2 seasons, but its format spawned remakes in over a dozen countries. The most famous adaptation was The American Office with Steve Carell. Initially, US critics dismissed it as a pale imitation, but over 9 seasons it became one of America's biggest sitcoms. Other remakes appeared in France, Germany, and even Chile. Each version localized humor while keeping the awkward format. Some succeeded, others flopped, but the formula proved universal. The Ordinary Office became a mirror for workplaces worldwide. Ricky Gervais earned royalties from each adaptation. He appeared in the US version, meeting Michael Scott in a crossover. The global reach turned the UK original into a franchise. What began as a tiny BBC show became an empire. The awkward humour translated across cultures. It showed that the misery of office life is universal. Fans debated which version was best, but every version owed its existence to Slough. The UK series remains the raw blueprint, and its global journey is one of TV's greatest surprises. Fact 9.
Yeah, little. Good luck.
Cheers.
After the second season, Gervais and Merchant wanted to end the show. They feared overstaying their welcome and diluting the quality, but fan pressure pushed for closure on Tim and Dawn's romance. The BBC begged for one last return. Gervais agreed, but only as 2 feature-length specials. The specials were written with finality in mind. They gave David Brent a chance to redeem himself slightly. Tim and Dawn's story finally received resolution. Filming was bittersweet, knowing it was the end. The specials aired to massive ratings and critical acclaim. Fans called them the perfect goodbye. Without them, the story would have felt incomplete. The specials cemented the show's reputation as near perfect. They proved short runs can be more powerful than endless seasons. The ending balanced heartbreak with hope. It showed even Brent could find moments of humanity. The finale left audiences both laughing and crying. It closed the circle of awkwardness with grace, and it ensured The Office UK left at its peak.
Do you know which philosopher said that? Dolly Parton.
Fact 10.
Oh, where are we going?
We can't. We're just gonna grab some food, go home.
Pizza? Yeah?
Before The Office, sitcoms relied on laugh tracks and neat jokes. After it, awkward realism became the new trend. Shows like Extras, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Arrested Development carried its DNA. British TV embraced mockumentaries as a format. American comedy reimagined cringe as a genre. The show's minimalism became a blueprint for modern comedy. Its small scale inspired creators with tiny budgets. You didn't need glossy sets or huge stars to succeed. You needed honesty, discomfort, and truth. The Office UK proved less could be more. It inspired generations of comedians and writers. Even today, sitcoms echo its silences and stares. The series became a case study in media schools. Its influence extends beyond comedy into drama pacing. Viewers measure awkwardness by office levels of cringe. The show didn't just entertain, it rewrote grammar of television. From Slough to Hollywood, its fingerprints are everywhere. Its shocking success remains one of TV's biggest upsets, and its legacy will never be erased. The Office UK changed the way the world laughs.